Member. Honorable Member Shri Derek O. Brien ji to speak in Bengali.
Sir, I'll speak in English. Little Bengali also. Sir, in these times, we must be thankful for small freedoms, like the freedom to speak without the mic being muted, like the freedom to speak without the video feed being censored, like the freedom to speak and express ourselves in this Council of States as per the rules without being dragged out by marshals. Yes, sir, these are small freedoms, but in these times, we must cherish these freedoms. This is what MPs, elected MPs, all bar 12 here, everyone else has been sent to this Rajya Sabha by at least 25, 30, 40, 50 MLAs who have been elected. Those MLAs from the states have elected us and sent us here. So, sir, if we are feeling the pursuit, the intimidation, the hounding, what are journalists feeling? What are farmers feeling? This is not about MPs, this is not about journalists, this is not only about farmers. This is about the Indian citizen. Sir, on behalf of the All India Trinamool Congress, whenever we've spoken on the President's address in the last 22 years, we've never moved and voted on a motion against the President's address. We may completely disagree with it, but that is the parampara of our chairperson, our founder chairperson, that no, stand up, oppose, give your views, but the President in some way is actually presenting what the Council of Ministers have put together, or the Prime Minister has put together. So I've got no quibble on that, but allow us, we will today speak on what was not in the President's address, or what could have been there. Sir, because this government has failed India. Now that's not rhetoric. This has failed India at many levels. In the time I have in hand, I may touch about 10, 11 levels in which this government has failed India. Sir, it has failed to uphold the sanctity of Parliament. What happened on September 2020, September the 20th, 2020. Sir, the great tradition here and the rules of the House. And a lot of young people have been asking me in the last 4 months, what exactly happened? What is the rule? So I think a lot of young India needs to understand what exactly was the rule, what happened. And I'm not passing any judgment on the chair. I'm just recounting the events. Here's how it works. When the government brings a bill, any member can, before that, a little less noise please. Before that, bring a resolution. So multiple members brought resolutions. You can't just suddenly decide 2-3 hours before. You have to give these resolutions 1 or 2 days in advance. The resolution said that these 3 bills should go to a select committee. Now, this is interesting because who is the chairman? Who will be the chairman of that select committee? Why is the select committee put together in the first place? A select committee is put together so you can further examine the bill. Now, who will be the chairman of the select committee? The government will be, in this case, the BJP. Who will have the majority in that select committee of 30 members? The government. Why? Because they have a majority in the Lok Sabha, those numbers, and here Rajya Sabha reflected. So there also you'll have the numbers. And the third thing is, who will sign off on the final report? There again the government. All the opposition was asking for, and multiple parties, was sent, all 16, 17 parties, doesn't matter who gave the resolution, is please send this bill to a select committee. The select committee can have a discussion with everyone on board, take 3 months, take 4 months. No. And this government failed the sanctity of parliament because of its arrogance. These were the rules in parliament. Rule 252 is a very simple rule. It's not somebody who just puts up his hand and says, I want a vote. No, no, no. It's decided before, because the notice is given before. I don't want to get technical, but this is the reality which needs to be known. So what did the opposition do? 7 members of the opposition, believing in this cause for farmers, were suspended. How did we register our protest? For the first time since independence, to my knowledge, 7 MPs spent one night by the Gandhi statue. Oh, and some of us thought, oh, our friends and relatives said, wow, you did a good job. No. Small drop in the ocean. That September 20th was a drop in the ocean, sir. I'm hearing a lot of people saying, the opposition is not strong, the opposition is not united. The movement, that's why I said after a drop in the ocean, look what the farmers have done. It is their movement. It is not anybody in the opposition movement. Look what they have done. And today, the All India Trinamool Congress feels that yes, we must participate in this address, but how in our small way can we bow our heads to these 160 or 170 farmers who've passed away? 194, 200. Sometimes the words are not enough. So what we thought, my colleagues in the Trinamool Congress who are here, I can only tell you what they will do. Shukhendu Shekhar Roy, Dinesh Trivedi, Nadimul Haq, and all our Rajya Sabha MPs. I'll cut short my speech now for 1 minute, and the 4 of us will stand in tribute to the farmers who lost their lives. And I will continue after that. I cannot speak for everybody, I can only speak for Trinamool.
एक काम बताऊंगा आपको।
Thank you.
एक परिवार बताऊंगा आपको। उनके एक भाई जो सीमा पे।
Sir, when it comes to farmers, I represent a lady who knows a few things about farmers. This is well-documented modern Indian history. 26-day hunger strike, not in Shinghu, but in Shingur, is documented modern Indian history. So I wasn't surprised when a few days into the farmers' agitation, Mamta Banerjee, it was December the 4th, she said, please go there with the MPs. Make sure no party flag, no symbol, avoid television cameras. Just go there and listen to the farmers. And we went. Again, December 23rd, again we went and listened. Harbhagwan Singh, Rajpal Singh from Hoshiarpur, Harveer Singh from Amritsar, Gurpal Singh from Hoshiarpur, and at least 25-30 who we met separately from Taran Sahib. We heard their stories. They didn't know about some parliamentary rules, but they were expressing themselves, and we were doing what? We were listening. So, 26 January, I think the whole House has agreed on what we all feel. But just imagine if that tractor incident, that unfortunate tractor incident where a farmer died under mysterious circumstances, just imagine if that happened in Bengal or Maharashtra. I am not yielding. I'm not yielding. Let me finish. I am not yielding. Sir, I am not yielding. Sir, I am not yielding. Sir, I'm not yielding. This is the issue. Huh? I'm not yielding. Let me finish my point.
Continue.
Imagine if that had happened in Maharashtra or in Bengal. Who is in charge of law and order there? All I'm saying is let the truth be told. I'm not coming to any conclusions. Let the truth come out. Who is in charge of that? The Home Minister of India is in charge. Do a proper inquiry and let the truth come out. What more am I saying? What more am I saying? Political and administrative responsibility is with the Prime Minister and with the Home Minister. Let's be very clear about this. Now we come to the farmers. Now they say 18 months. How is this done? How is this done? Because there's no Mr. Arun Jaitley to spend half an hour to try and understand and explain. This government, very clear, it's our position, I'm sure it's everybody's position, the repealing Bill 2021 that will repeal all those 3 farmer bills, because you've asked for 18 months in any case. I've taken the liberty, in all humility, we've taken the liberty of drafting the repealing bills. And I will share it with them. You repeal these 3 bills. There's a way to do it. Follow the system and do it. 18 months you'll put it on pause. How? This is the way to do it. So when it comes to farmers, you have to see from which party I'm speaking from. I'm speaking from the All India Trinamool Congress. The Prime Minister of India said by 2022, farmer income will be doubled. That's a promise. At current rates, if that were to happen, it will not happen before 2028. 2028. Double. Bengal mein kya hua? Trinamool government mein kya hua? From 2011 to now, not double. The farmer income has been tripled in West Bengal. Sir, let's talk more about farmers, because sometimes the arrogance, the hubris is not letting the government listen. So take some examples. 5,000 per acre is Krishak Bandhu scheme in Bengal. Kisan scheme from the Prime Minister is 1,200 per acre. Sir, crop insurance scheme, Bangla Shishyo Bima. Who pays the premium for the farmer? The farmer doesn't pay. The state government pays. The PM Fasal Bima Yojana, the farmers have to pay the premium. And I'm glad about 1.5 years ago when I spoke on the subject, the Agriculture Minister was here and he acknowledged this. He acknowledged this, sir. That is why I'm saying it with a lot of pride. For the agricultural farmers, the last 5 years, not because any political party gave it, the government of India gave Bengal the award, sir. And if you're talking about farmers, let's talk about how this government views farmers from different states. And I'm very happy that the government acquires on behalf of FCI from different states. Doesn't matter which state, the more you acquire, the better. Now, let's go with rice. Uttar Pradesh, 71 lakh metric tons. Good. I'm happy for Uttar Pradesh. Haryana, 64 lakh metric tons. Telangana, happier, 111 lakh metric tons. Bengal, we know how much they love Bengal. No lakhs. The largest rice producers for central government schemes, 76,000 metric tons. These are numbers I'm giving you on the floor of Parliament. Dispute them. This government has failed in COVID preparation. I say preparation. We all know about the visit. Today we're getting touchy about other people commenting on things which are happening in India. Who said this line before the Trump campaign? Ab ki baar Trump sarkar kaun bola tha? Uddhav Thackeray ji ne bola tha, Mamata Banerjee ne bola tha, Hemant Soren ne bola tha. We're talking about interference. Preparation of COVID. 11th of March, COVID was declared. WHO declared it a pandemic. We were all here in Parliament. Where is my senior colleague Dinesh Da was here. He told me that day. He's much senior to me. He said, Parliament chalega. I said, kya bol rahe ho? He said, हाँ. Madhya Pradesh, tab. That's the second failure in the preparation. The third failure of the preparation, 24th of March, which we all know, 4 hours. Then is very interesting, because then, and I'm willing to say, yes, this part was well done, the center after that figured, after bulldoze, then figured, the states are the implementing authority. And today, as much as the BJP want to take credit for all this, the states are the implementing authority. After the hodgepodge made in March, things have got better. Things have got better. One chief minister wrote to all chief ministers saying that trains, migrant workers, check that letter. 26th of March, one chief minister, Bengal, isolation wards were set up. So in the COVID preparation. Now what are you doing? This is what we actually love about this government. When it comes to taking the credit, center will take the credit. And when it comes to passing the buck, pass the bucks. This is the Council of States. I would appeal to all the states, find out how much your state was given for COVID. I've got the Bengal numbers. Bengal have spent 4,000 crores on COVID. Needed 11,387. Here's another number for you in Parliament. 279 crores. Now you want to come and win Bengal. Maybe some of the next speakers from the BJP will answer these questions. Maybe the Prime Minister will answer these questions. Maybe the Home Minister will answer these questions. Because so far we've had 2 newbies, with all respect. 2 newbies have spoken for the BJP, and it's their prerogative. They can have anybody who speaks. You know, sir, there are 2 types of girls or boys in the class. One who can come first in class, and the other one who can also do well, but he can copy and come first, but can never come first in class. While I'm on the subject of health, Ayushman Bharat, very good. Ayushman Bharat started in 2018 by the Honorable Prime Minister. Bengal Shastro Shati started 2 years earlier by the Honorable Chief Minister of Bengal. That's one difference, 2 years before you. 2, the cards there in Bengal are issued in the name of who? Of the woman in the family, empowering women. And both are 5 lakh. In the state case, state pays 100 lakhs, 100%, and the center pays 40%. The state also has the humility. We also want to see some humility from the central government. Has the humility to say 3 or 4 months ago that, hey, listen, not all of you may have got your cards. So here's a new scheme, door-to-door scheme, Duare Sarkar. We haven't done everything in the last 5 years. We're not perfect, but we will, we can. 2 crore 60 lakh people have registered and are now getting their cards. Not arrogance, sir, humility. This government, 4, have failed the migrant workers. And during the lockdown, all of us had a lot of chance to do a lot of reading. I read one of the best books I've read on migrant workers. It's from Gujarat. It's from Ahmedabad. The gentleman is a professor of IIM Ahmedabad. His name is Chinmay Tumbe. And there he says, out of every 6 households in India, they have 1 migrant worker. It's a fabulous book. 10 crore migrant workers account for 10% of India's GDP. A lot of good work comes out of professors in Ahmedabad, sir. But what did you do here? 4 hours, no trains. What did you do last week in Bengal? What did you do? 4 hours, chartered plane. Now let me explain the significance of this, because this fact may be lost by so many of you. The Honorable Home Minister was supposed to come to Bengal for a rally. It's a political rally. He needed to stay back in Delhi. Good reason. So what was done? 2.5 or 1.5 MLAs who were switching sides, they were sent a chartered plane and brought there in 4 hours. I wish so much love, affection and care was shown for some of these migrant workers, and we've seen those pictures. And when it comes to migrant workers, and when we ask for data in Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, then this government truly becomes the NDA. No data available. You ask them, they'll tell you in Parliament, no data available. 5, this government has failed India's federal structure, which is enshrined in the Constitution. I can give you 20 examples, I'll give you 2, 3. Let's talk about cess. Young people of India need to know, cess, tax when collected by the states, there's a devolution. Given to the center, 40% goes back to the state. That's the devolution. Sharing. What about cess? When government imposes cess that is not shared with the states. Honorable Deputy Chairman, sir, this will interest you even more because you are from my neighboring state, Odisha. So the cess is never given, never shared with the states. This time also you had a cess. Very interesting. Out of all the gross revenue, because the Rashtrapati ji had mentioned in his speech about federalism, out of all the gross revenue, in 1980, 2% was cess. 2% was cess. Now what is cess? Cess is almost 16% is being collected as cess. Every state government must be aware of this. From 2%, 16% as cess. Every time you collect a cess, you deprive the states. And these days, nobody talks also about the price of Brent crude, which is now down to 20, 22 rupees, and you get that tailwind of the government. But my colleague is speaking on the budget, he'll give you more on that. So the devolution is also interesting. 42% of devolution. And where is the hocus pocus happening here, sir? On the decrease funding pattern of central schemes. First it was 60% center, 40% state. Or 50% center, 50% state. Now you see the schemes. No more, look carefully. 75% state, 25% center. This is an assault on federalism. This government has failed federalism, and it actually saddens me. Because today the Home Minister was the Home Minister of a state. The Prime Minister was the Chief Minister of a state. So these are actually children of the federal structure. MP-led funds. The Prime Minister will be here. I can't put a tube well up now. Yes, the 8,000 crores were needed. Find a way to allow the MPs, Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha, to that freedom. Small freedom. 5 crores of rupees. Again, the assault on federalism. All hocus pocus. There's no railway budget. I used to love speaking on the railway budget. Now listen to the railway, how they have failed federalism. Till 2015, every railway project was 100% done by the center. Post this new last few years, now what has happened? There's a new mechanism in place called the SPV, Special Purpose Vehicle. What's the deal there? The state has to pay 50%, the railways have to pay 50%. Why? Then you say you don't do politics. There's the pink book of the railways which still hasn't been tabled. I hope they table it today, which gives you the state expenditure. Last year, you shelved 31 projects of Bengal, all started by Mamata Banerjee. Now suddenly it's winter, or maybe some other reason, I don't know. You suddenly said you're giving Bengal some more money this year. Kya ho raha hai kuch April, May mahina mein? Look at the total which was supposed to be given to a state and how much of that has been given. Infrastructure. Look at the budget papers. 1 lakh crore on infrastructure, that's it. Now you come and announce pre-election 625 kilometers for a road. Dekh lo. Number 1 in infrastructure roads is Bengal. 89,000 kilometers of roads. And I'm only giving you Bengal examples. I'm sure Kerala will have examples, Maharashtra will have examples. So someone said, why were we not at the president's address? These are the issues which the president couldn't address, and we understand that. And we have full respect why this is the way it's done. You have failed India's youth. I don't want to repeat some of the points because Digvijay ji had the same point as I am happy to acknowledge that he covered this really well with jobs, youth. 1 crore jobs were lost in India. Some say 1.5 crores. Bengal reduced unemployment by 40% during the pandemic. Not Trinamool Congress figures, not Bengal government figures, these are Government of India figures. What about Manrega? Sometimes we have to remind them. Gadde khorne ka scheme. Gadde khorne ka scheme. Ye kaun bola tha? Kisne bola? The former Chief Minister of Gujarat said this on the 27th of February 2015. Now that same Manrega, by the way, I don't mean to keep talking about Bengal, but what can I do? Bengal is number 1 in Manrega. I'm happy I'm going to say it. Now what has happened? Now Manrega. There are still issues of late payment of wages. There's still insufficient budget allocation, still low wages, but now Manrega. Good. 7. This government has failed India's women. This government has failed India's children. Not empty rhetoric. National neonatal mortality rate, national average 22%. Gujarat 21%. Bengal 15.5%. The lower the figure, the better. Infant mortality rate 28% national average, 31% Gujarat, 22% Bengal. Under 5 mortality rate, national average 34%, Gujarat 37%, Bengal 25%. Don't sell us this fake Gujarat model. You can go through all parameters. It's a total fake Gujarat model. Textbook distribution. Number one, 99.7%. Bengal. Maharashtra. Sanjay Khan. 81%. Women. This is not flowery stuff which will make the 9 o'clock headlines, but these are the hard numbers which this country needs to know. I'm not speaking in Bengali today. Why? Most people in Bengal already know these numbers. That's why it will happen again in April and May. 3. Increase in crime against women. On the floor of Parliament. National average 20%. These are 18-19 figures. Bihar, plus 21%. Rajasthan, plus 33% crime against women. UP, plus 56%. Haryana, plus 64%. Who is ruling these states? The only woman chief minister in India, her state, no plus, minus 21%. Bengal, Mamata Banerjee. And the people of Bengal. Sir, I will now speak on one more subject close to your heart. Women's Reservation Bill. Prime Minister is coming on Monday. Bring the Women's Reservation Bill. Don't table it in Lok Sabha because again it will get lapsed. Bring it. Trinamool Congress don't need the Women's Reservation Bill. Guess why? World average in parliaments for MPs is 25%, world average, international. National average is 13%. BJP is about 10 or 11%. By the way, this is not for giving tickets to women. This is elected women MPs. Trinamool Congress, close to 40% MPs are elected. 41% in Lok Sabha, 31% in Rajya Sabha. Big bhashan, you know, some catchy phrase. As we say, Aage Dilli Shamla, Tarpor Bhabish Bangla. Arekbar boli? Aage Dilli Shamla, Tarpor Bhabish Bangla. Everything I say in Bengali doesn't need to be translated. But it's basically, Ram Gopalji, I think I'll make it nicely in English and then tell you. Okay, because the Bengali is too good. It basically means first take care of Delhi, then think about Bengal. This government has failed the economy even before the pandemic. Don't make the pandemic the excuse. Don't make the pandemic the excuse. You forgot. Who got up and said, and my Hindi is not good, nor can I read from a teleprompter, so I'll just paraphrase it. Huh? Give me 50 days and then do whatever you want to me. He said it. And what did she say? What did she say? Within 2 hours of the demonetization announcement, it's on record. Withdraw this draconian decision. She, with the chappals, said this. Demonetization failed every single objective, every single one. Black money, demonetized currency. I have a lovely figure here. Lovely figure. Fake currency, 9 crores. All states, they got fake currency. And we keep saying, Gujarat is never number one. This is Gujarat was number one. And I have a lot of friends in Gujarat because Dinesh Da makes the best dhoklas also. They are also from Gujarat. So we have a lot of respect, love and respect for the people of Gujarat. But this is the reality. Some newbie came and told us about Jammu and Kashmir. I wish him well. After demonetization, terrorism was supposed to stop. These are the numbers, Government of India. 2016, 322. 2017, 342. 2018, 614. What did you tell us? And it's interesting, I remember that. Just after that, Mamtadi came to Delhi and she said, we'll walk to Rashtrapati Bhavan and go and submit a memorandum. And I'm saying this with all respect to all the opposition parties here. So then I told her, some of us told her, I said, Didi, but nobody's walking with us. Only 2 parties have agreed. Which 2? So I said, we said Umar Abdullah is coming down from Kashmir, National Conference, and Shiv Sena. So that was the combination who walked from here to Rashtrapati Bhavan for demonetization. And after that, I think everyone in the opposition joined. This is not about one-upmanship, but this is what it is. Sir, this government, number 9, have failed to protect and to safeguard the legacy of India's jewels. I'll break away now, sir. This is the 100th year of Satyajit Ray. And based on a story of Munshi Premchand, he made a fabulous film, his first film in Hindi, Shatranj Ki Khiladi. You've seen it, sir? But do watch it. I don't know whether it's on Netflix, but you must watch it. Tells a story of 2 noblemen, completely, 2 of these noble characters, completely engrossed in a game of chess. While their entire state is in ruin, people are angry, people are upset, people are committing suicide, but they are engrossed in this game of chess. And sir, I may be a little biased because I'm from Bengal. So many people believe that Satyajit Ray, in fact, this film was made, I think, in the 70s. But he was a visionary. He was a visionary, sir. Because a lot of buying and selling is happening, sir. The 23 PSUs are being sold. 28 PSUs are being sold. We are selling the nation's gems. But the buying and the selling is happening, sir. We are seeing it everywhere. MPs? MLAs? These public sectors undertakings are what, sir? Job creation, social welfare, overall economic growth. You're selling the family jewels. 74% in FDI insurance. Sometimes I don't get too surprised when the 2 people who spoke this side were once this side also. So they've gone now this side. 74% in insurance, All India Trinamool Congress have opposed from day one. We've opposed this from day one. But then often it becomes the stand you take depends on where you sit. The same with GST. You look at the track record of GST, the Chief Minister of Gujarat. We are all for GST and we warned you that don't rush the implementation of the GST. Sir, what have we done so far? We've done so far, you failed to uphold the sanctity of Parliament, they failed India's farmers, they failed India's COVID prep, they failed to strengthen the federal structure, they failed India's youth, they failed India's women, they failed India's jobs, they failed India's economy, they failed to protect the legacy of those jewels. They've also failed the Indian media. And here I want to salute the frontline workers, the young boys and girls who are reporters who do not belong to any big corporate media house, who are still fighting their battles. You can intimidate or threaten the media barons. You cannot intimidate and threaten these young boys and girls. And from Parliament, we want to tell you, we will do all it takes in all humility to be with you in these difficult times. Then Bark is another story. How the ratings? Time today is short, but that's another story. Who's telling what, how, where? And when it comes to all this, you know, we keep having debates. Fake news. Who do you blame for fake news? This IT cell or BJP? No! Why are you blaming all the wrong people? Blame the person who is responsible for it. Listen to this, sir, please. 2018, translation in English, said in Hindi, I've got the video. 2018, and I'm saying it in English, quote, we are capable of delivering any message we want to the public, whether sweet or sour, true or fake. We can do this because we have 32 lakh people in our WhatsApp groups. Akhilesh Yadav slapped Mulayam ji. Ye to fake news hai, no problem. Unquote. Who said this? This is no IT troll. I was hoping it'd be a. Because I'm with Mamtadi's party. What we say, eye to eye, straight to your face. Amit Shah ji said this at a rally in Rajasthan. Sach ka jhoot aur jhoot ka sach. Sir, you have failed the people of India. Different groups of people. I've got 6 minutes to go, sir. Citizenship Amendment Act. I've got all the footage from here. 19 lakh Bengali Hindus. Repeat, 19 lakh Bengali Hindus in detention camps. Now you're taking 1.5 years and promising Matuas in Bengal citizenship. Baba, they are already citizens of Bengal. They are already citizens. I'll tell you why. How can you be an MLA elected if you're not a citizen? How can you be a minister in Bengal if you're not elected, you're already a citizen? How can you be a BJP MP already elected if you're not an Indian citizen? Who are you trying to fool? You failed the citizens. Scheduled caste, scheduled tribe, 7% increase since 2018. Uttar Pradesh increased 25%. Bihar increased 14%. Bengal on the floor of parliament, I tell you, 0.3%. Crimes against scheduled caste, first one was caste, this is tribes. Crimes against scheduled tribes, 26% increase in 2018, 26%. Madhya Pradesh, 23%. Rajasthan, 21%. Bengal, 1%. Those were the points, sir. Now in conclusion, must thank the President, Rashtrapati ji. He quoted the elder brother of Rabindranath Tagore, and appropriate, and he quoted it perfectly. The finance minister, I must thank her, she quoted Rabindranath Tagore, and she quoted it perfectly. We're very happy. It's another matter what the party people from here are going and saying there. They're changing the birthplace of Rabindranath Tagore, they're saying he's born in Shanti Niketan. This is not some small party worker. This is one of the two big boys. You know who I'm referring to, sir? Yes. Then Birsa Munda statue, they go garland it, then they, oh, yeah, Birsa Munda ka statue nahi hai. It's the wrong statue. Netaji, you know. And somebody today was one of the speakers from Bengal. He's a nominated MP, but and also the other speaker. They are invoking Sardar Patel. And they want us to invoke history. If I start invoking history today, because I did a lot of quiz in the past, before I became an elected Trinamool MP. Today's February the 4th. History. On February the 4th, 1948, Sardar Patel banned the RSS. This is not non-parliamentary. Now you make a statue. Good. So don't ask us to invoke history, because we have a lot of history to invoke. But now let's come back to Tagore, Rabindranath. Sir, 5 minutes, I'm finishing off, sir. So I also have a Rabindranath story from school, if you allow me, because I've had a lot of heavy data and sharing, so little school story, a little light-hearted. So I was in class 7, and I took part in a fancy dress contest, sir. And the music teacher was one judge, and the Bengali teacher was the other judge. And 44 students in class, and the teachers were there, our Bengali teacher and the music teacher, and hurrah, I won the fancy dress competition. I went dressed as Rabindranath Tagore. Wait, I haven't finished my story. I haven't finished my story. 2 weeks later, I got my Bengali literature paper results. The same judge who was there. And then she called me, this is the same lady who gave me first with the music teacher. She came and gave me, I looked at Bengali literature paper. I got 14 on 50. I said, ma'am, what happened? She said, Nana, that was the fancy dress. This is the real thing. These school stories, sir, are very beautiful stories. Make me feel so nostalgic. Don't they, sir? Said Tagore. Tagore had an outlook which was Vishwa Bangla. Means Bengal is global. That was his outlook. In many ways. He had fabulous stuff on humanism, humanity. I'm not going there, but on Vishwa Bangla. And that is what the Bengal government is trying to do in the last 10 years, because this debate otherwise is, in Bengal, you be Agarwal, you be Sharma, you be Chatterjee, you be D'Souza, you come to Bengal. You're working in Bengal, you're living in Bengal, you speak broken Bengali, all is good. You're a part of the global thing. But what we mean by outsider is don't come as a tourist gang 3-4 months before the... That's all. Sir, I'm finishing. Finish with 2 quotes, sir. I'm going to read a quote in the spirit of Vishwa Bangla by Tagore. মিথ্যে কথার ফুলঝুরিতে চেষ্টা করছো নামাতে আর ছুড়ে দিতে আবর্জনায় কিন্তু জেনে উঠবো জেগে ধুলো থেকে স্বমহিমায়. This is for our farmers. And the beauty of Tagore, the lines are in Bengali, but they were not written by Rabindranath Tagore. That's the Bengali global. These lines are written by Maya Angelou, the famous and contemporary American poet. We translated in Bengali, now in English for our farmers. You may write me down in history with your bitter, twisted lies. You may tread me in the very dust, but still like dust I shall rise. I want to tell Harbhagavan Singh, who didn't understand the English translation of Maya Angelou or the Bengali. I want to tell the farmers I met, who Mamata sent me there to meet, along with my colleagues from Hoshiarpur, from Amritsar, Gurpal Singh ji from Hoshiarpur, sun rahe ho na? And the farmers from Taran Sahib, and to every farmer of this country, ye aapki rozi roti ki baat hai. Hum sab aapke saath hai. Jai Jawan, Jai Kisan, Jai Hind, Jai Bangla.
Thank you, Honourable Member.